Unicorn Battle in Northern America. I am Maria Ovchok, Event and Investor Relations Manager at Startup Network. Really excited to be here, and I'm really excited to see new faces and faces we're familiar with. Like we have already our friends, and new friends are coming. This is one of the first actually battle of this season, and to be honest, if we have a look at the startups which we will present today and you'll see today, I'm sure you'll be excited. And to be honest, I was really excited to get to know before and to get to know better our startup founders. You'll definitely have a chance to meet them. But from the beginning, let us tell you more. What is the Startup Network? And for this, definitely a lot has to share the CEO of Unicorn Events, Anna Fedorova. Anna, the floor is yours, and please tell us, how did you expect for the beginning of the new season?
Hello, Maria. Of course, I'm expecting new exciting meetings with the startups and new great deals we can help them with, and also meeting wonderful founders and famous investors, of course. But I would like to greet everyone at this exciting unicorn battle in North America. Here today, we'll be seeing startups from this region, and all the audience worldwide will be able to see them pitch live. We are broadcasting live at all our social channels. Please share the links within your network so everyone all over the world can see you online. This event is happening thanks to our sponsors: Platinum sponsor Network VC California Seed Fund, Golden sponsor Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, and Silver sponsor Sci-Fi. We have been all over the world with our unicorn battles, and this season we will be in Africa, Western Europe, Middle East, Asia, Southeast Asia and Oceania, Eastern Europe, North America, Silicon Valley, Latin America, and it will be all finalized by the Unicorn Cup World Finals, February 18th. Please save the date in your calendar. Everyone is welcome to join us. Besides Startup Pitching Live, there will be the Startups Expo, where the best startups will showcase themselves to the famous investors and can meet them directly. So please get more information from our event managers, and we will sure to see you with us during the Unicorn Cup. During this season, we'll be going all over the world, selecting the best startups and getting you familiarized with the extraordinary innovations. Please join us for the Unicorn-Events Season 2021. Unicorn-Events is the open competition for the startups all over the world. Will be named the world's largest startup pitch contest in 2020 by geography and the number of the events held. We started back in 2009 and do our events on a regular basis all over the world. We have been in many, many countries, almost all the countries around the world. In any case, just for some reason, we haven't been to your city, please contact us and we'll do our events with you. And what is more, please look at our statistics. We are doing really good job in selecting the best startups there is and inviting the best investors to our events so they can meet each other and everybody will be happy, making our world a better place. We in our company sincerely believe that all the good things can be possible when you have right people by your side. So we are glad to explore the partnership opportunities with everyone all over the world. And this season, we are starting new format, unicorn pitches that we do with our partners. It's local events where the local startups can meet local investors, and the winners will join us for the continental unicorn battles. If you are interested, please contact our event managers and we will surely become partners and be really global together. Please meet our ecosystem. We are a smart ecosystem that consists of various software solutions and internet platforms that unite startups, investors, business angels, experts, professional scouts, and high-level managers in a single business space, which makes it possible to solve quickly and efficiently any task in the field of innovation and startups. Startup Network is a marketplace for startups, businesses, investors, and service providers. The most recent part of our Smart Family Network VC Fund, Classical Venture Fund. Sci-Fi is our acceleration program. Unicorn.Events, the world's largest online startup pitch contest. VC House, a closed community and network created exclusively for the VCs, where they can exchange deals they participate in as a lead investor. Network Investment is a meeting point for investment banks and startups and businesses. And Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund, a special structure that allows business angels to invest into the best startups with small checks through syndicate deals. If you are a VC or a business angel, invest with us. Our ecosystem also opens great opportunities for startups, helping them to succeed and become leaders in the industry. Please contact us through our platform, and we will be really glad to help you out. If you are a professional, we would be gladly to become partners, exploring professional opportunities and expanding many businesses through Unicorn.Events, Startup Network, CVCY Club, and Network Investments. Thank you. That was all from the organizers' side. Thank you, Maria. The stage is yours, and everybody is really looking forward to the Unicorn Battle North America. So let the event begin.
Thank you so much. I'm sure that today, by the way, we will get definitely best of the best. We already have best of the best North American startups today, but still one will automatically get to the finals, which we're going to have on the 18th of February. I'm sure that judging also, by the way, from the excitement which I've heard from our startup founders, they are also really waiting for this. And at the end of this battle, we're going to know who is the winner. But anyway, I'm sure that all of us will have an excitement today. But it's about this we'll talk a bit later. Definitely we want to share, we want also to share the number of our partners, and also we want to say thank you to them for supporting us. We want to welcome our new partners, which are Startup Grind, which are Gold Global World. Expert Dojo is already not for the first time our partner, and KPMG also our partners for Startup Network and Unicorn.Events as well. But also apart from partners, we are also very grateful to our judges. Before one will go to them today, let me welcome our startup founders and their awesome projects. So let me introduce the AI company. We'll talk about them later, but right now we'll definitely go to jury's introduction. And let me just start with the CEO of Startup Network, Alexander Soroka. Alexander, the floor is yours. I'm sure you also have a very interesting news to share at the beginning of our season, winter season 2021.
Hello, Maria. Thank you very much.
Hi, how do you do?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yes,
thanks.
Our funds really invest mostly in the United States and Europe, and our checks are from 100 to 400 Ks. We are industry agnostic and prefer to invest in late seed or around A stages. Thank you very much, Maria.
Thank you so much. I would like also right now to ask every of our judges introduce himself or herself very quickly about UVC fund, the check size, the industry you're interested in, which startups for you are the most exciting, and etc. Would like to be the next? Maybe maybe Henry, would you like
me to go?
Oh, hi Jordan, how do you do?
Good morning. I am Jordan from Silicon Valley Venture Group. We are a investment group and a sidecar fund. We invest in all sectors that has a positive contribution to the human conditions. Check sizes between 30,000 and 300,000, round sizes 300K to 3 million. We like equity and convertible notes. We're not too big on safe notes. Just a tip to the pitch person today, keep your answers short to the questions so most of us have opportunities to speak to you. And thank you, Alexander the Great, and Maria the Magnificent, and Anna the Awesome for putting this together.
Jordan, the wisest. Did you take your yellow cards today? Oh, we don't hear you. You're muted.
No, it's COVID, so we're not going to put anybody in the sideline. It's not healthy.
Okay.
I'll just go very quickly. I heard you call my name Maria. Henry, I'm here. So I have an advisory firm called HHN Capital. I provide CFO and COO services to startup and SMB. Also a venture partner of a venture fund focusing on early stage. When I say early stage, I would say late seed to let's say Series B, roughly Series B. I spend a lot of time in fintech, blockchain, consumer, AI, ML, and enterprise. Thank you, Startup Network, for inviting me. Looking forward to work with Maria, Anna, Alexander, and the team at Startup Network, and look forward to the pitch at the events here. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. It's Kelly here, founder and investor of Manzi International. Thank you, Alexandra, Julia, and Maria, and also Anna for inviting me for this event. So although we have experienced the COVID-19 pandemic, it's actually a great opportunity for entrepreneurs because for the first time in global history, so much money was printed and interest rates were kept low. So capital is always looking for good investment portfolios. So I wish each one of you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Henry. I won't dedicate too much time to it, but definitely about the topic which you were saying, maybe this is the reason why right now more and more people are interested to go crypto. But this is for probably another type of conference. I can still talk about this, but also right now, I think we are going to have as well in our future battles some of the interesting blockchain solutions as well. Right now, Gary, maybe you would like to jump in.
Yeah, sure. It's great to be here. My name's Gary Fowler. I'm a serial entrepreneur and investor. I've done 17 startups. I've had the pleasure of be either co-founding or be involved in the original management team of 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team of Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for $1.35 billion 20 months ago. And I'm also the co-founder of Viva.ai, a unicorn that I started in Silicon Valley with David Yang. I'm an investor also. We have a $100 million impact fund that we're building in Atlanta focused on the Black community. And also I have our private money involved in a fund. It's about a $100 million fund. I'm the poor guy of the group. I'm the country boy, but I got a couple of billionaire friends that are investors. So we love AI. In the last year, I've written 112 articles on artificial intelligence in magazines like Forbes. Also quantum computing, quantum networks. So specifically interested in investing in those companies. My company is Get Shit Done Venture Studios out of Silicon Valley. We curate companies from around the world and use Silicon Valley as a port.
Thank you so much, Gary. I'm sure that you're just sometimes being modest, but anyway, talking about yourself, I mean. Thank you. Who would like to jump in right now?
Maybe if
sorry.
Hi everybody, I'm Zohar. I'm from the Silicon Valley, San Francisco Bay Area. I'm partner and co-founder of AMZ Group. We are a company that mentors and invests in startups. We invest anywhere from $50,000 to $1 million, mostly pre-seed and round A. We also have a construction company here in the Bay Area, and I'm new here, first time a judge, and very excited to be here.
Thank you so much, Zohar. Who is going to be the next one?
I can do that. This is Francois. I'm from Camea Investimentos in São Paulo in Brazil. What we do is we sell strategic advice. We devise strategies, we devise investment theses, and we implement it through M&A, through mentoring for startups, and through financings. We go and go for the best money for the company. We do that for big companies, for M&A. And we always have like 3-4 startups under our easel to help them usually in technology nowadays, but it's not always been the case. But right now, technology, of course, it's the big moment, and including crypto.
Oh, interesting, Francois.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Who would like to proceed? Frederick, hi.
Hi, Maria, and Anna, and Alexander, and everybody else, all fellow judges. It's great to be here. Thanks again for having me. The week doesn't feel complete if I haven't attended at least one Unicorn battle. And this week, I think I have 2 or 3. So it's a good week, great week. Always exciting to see great startups as well. I'm based in Copenhagen, working for a company called Merge Drilling, where I'm head of innovation scouting, looking for startups around the world for interesting investments from 100,000 to 1 million. So exciting to see what we have today.
Thank you so much. I think you'll, I'm sure that you also will excited. Definitely. Who would like to proceed? Maybe Sud here.
Oh,
you'd like
I can, yeah. My name is Slava Pelisny. I'm a managing partner of Network Investments, which, as Anna said, is a meeting point for investment bankers and investment professionals. Actually, we're creating such network to exchange deals, to enlarge deal flows of each other, and to have this global scale. And I'm looking majorly for Series A or Series B startups. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Let me check somebody who's raised a hand. Please unmute yourself and speak, because maybe I haven't seen the raised hand.
This is David.
Hi, David.
I can go next. I'm David Mandel, managing partner of Emerging Ventures. We're a Southern California-based venture firm that invests in early stage emerging technology startups. I'm also on the board of Pasadena Angels, where I'm very active in their selection committee. So I'm wearing multiple hats here, representing an angel group and my fund.
Thank you so much, David. Who would like to proceed, or should I invite you to speak more? Everyone, Jim, how do you do?
Hi, Jim Simmons, Goodspeed Ventures. We do enterprise deep tech hardware. We'll do a new fund in a few years. So right now we're supporting our existing investments. We love entrepreneurs, and we think we've got a couple of good deals coming along.
Thank you so much. Glad that all of you have gathered here. Jules, Itai, I'm sorry, who would like to proceed?
Yes. Hi, so we are Heroic Ventures. We're an early stage first money in VC based in Palo Alto in California. We focus on investments in Silicon Valley and Israel. We invest as early as possible, many times when there is only a presentation. Our average check size is about $500,000, and we can do follow-ons. We focus our investments on teams and on TAMs. Smart and entrepreneurial teams, know each other well, huge TAM, relevant background, can hire great people, and can articulate the problem and solution well. We are sector agnostic. We make decisions very fast, usually in the first meeting. We are the first investors in companies like Ethos, Scalar, Brave, Tourwork, and others. And that's it. I look forward to seeing startups today.
Thank you so much. Jules.
Good morning. Hi. Nice to see everybody. I am also based in the Silicon Valley. Jules Walker. I head up business development for KPMG's US emerging technology practice, which we call private enterprise. In that role, I deal with young companies up through unicorns and aspiring IPO candidates, and talk to them about all different things KPMG can do for them. On a personal note, I do some angel investing, a pretty broad swath of interests from frontier tech, kind of space tech, ag tech, enterprise software, and I do dabble in some Israeli investments as well. And great to be here once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jules. Maybe Sud here raised his hand, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'll go next. I'll go next. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Happy New Year to all of you, because I think this is the first time in the American theater that we are doing this pitch competition. And I'm Sudhir Kadam, venture partner at FIDA Growth Partners, based in Silicon Valley and Mountain View. Our portfolio comprises of B2B frontier tech startups in AI, NLP, AR, VR, computer vision, IoT, robotics, as well as medical devices, okay, and autonomous enterprises. My role at FIDA is of venture building to put startups with early adoption on the right go-to-market path and provide market access for growth and scale. We are very exit focused, so we look for companies with early adoption, product market fit, and who are on a path to repeatable traction. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I can see that Arkady has also raised his hand. How do you do? Hi.
Hi, hi everyone. Thanks for having me here. As you can see, my background, I'm based in Kiev, Ukraine, but we're doing deals globally. I'm probably like the youngest kid on the block. We just started last year. Started with food tech. We've grown a local food delivery champion, which we're taking international right now. But we're looking at deals across across the ocean as well. We're sector agnostic. Early stage, meaning pre-seed, seed, Series A, $250K to $1 million. Happy to meet everyone and to potentially to cooperate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Brett, how are you today?
Well, thank you guys for having me. Brett Noyce, Unventures. We run an investor syndicate, invest in companies globally through SPVs, primary focus on fintech, SMB automation, future of work. And as you can tell, I have a little colleague with me today, and general check size is 100K to 250K.
Thank you so much. Oh, is it your son or who is that?
Yeah, it's my son. This
awesome.
is Dave. This is our CEO. I thought I'd bring him along today.
Are you training him on all the ins and outs of investment, or is he just observing right now?
He's got to learn it all. we should probably set up a special meeting for an education session.
It's Brett's best investment, I bet.
I think that our meetings and our battles are becoming more family type. So this is really cool. Daniel, if I'm not mistaken, you just raised your hand. How are you? Hi.
Yeah, I'm doing great, guys. Good to see everyone again. Happy to join to be a judge today. Quickly about myself, who don't know me, I'm the founder of Go Global World. This is a non-profit community for entrepreneurs around the world who are trying to build businesses and bring businesses in different countries. So we are partnering with Unicorn Battles and Startup Network, and I'm happy to be a judge as well. And happy to connect with any one of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Who would like to proceed? Maybe raise your hand or please just unmute yourself and speak.
I can go next. So it's a pleasure to be a judge at the Unicorn Battle. I'm also based in Brazil, in São Paulo. I'm a marketing manager at AB InBev, so I'm overlooking our biggest beer brand here in Brazil and basically doubling down on digital solutions, entertainment, and looking for innovative companies which can help our portfolio. And on a personal note, I also do some angel investments, focus basically on teams and proven MVPs and in diverse industries.
Thank you so much, Adriana. Who would like to?
I'll go. This is David Credible. I'm here with Vista Capital Advisors, splitting my time between New York and Miami. That's the view out my back window right now. Just here for the first time. Glad to be a part of Unicorn.Events and looking forward to meeting a lot of interesting new ventures. Deal size, we do 1 to 500,000 ticket size, and looking at typically early stage type of companies, primarily in the life sciences industry, but I also have a personal interest in energy and technology as well.
Thank you so much, David. Who would like to be the next one?
I'll go probably. Arijit.
Hi,
Arijit. Hi, everyone, and good to be here once again. I think that you guys are doing fantastic, and Happy New Year to every one of you. So this is Arijit Bhattacharya. I am a serial entrepreneur and an angel investor. Got approx 17 different portfolio companies of mine. Took exit from 3 last year. And I represent a company called Avenue Global based out of Australia, which is another investment fund that we created. So the way that we look at it is like 50K is the starting investment capital that I usually follow, and that can go up to $1 million per investment. And apart from that, I am advisory committee of Startup India Award Committee, sit in the Government of India on a basis of advisor and consultant. I'm a consultant to Asian Development Bank and ex-GBG, like Google for Business. Once upon a time, I used to create communities, created multiple communities in my life. And last year, we created an excellent platform for entrepreneurs and businesswomen, which is called World Leaders Summit. Happened in December for 10 days with around 90 plus countries participation. Happy to be here. Looking forward to see the startups. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Arijit. If I'm not mistaken, we still have our new guest, John. How are you today? If I'm not mistaken, only you haven't spoken so far.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. My name is John Kojo Moriwaka. My nickname is Crazy John. So great to see everybody here. And I'm based in Japan. It's 1 a.m. in Japan, so a little bit sleepy, but very, very excited to be here. So hope all your families and friends staying safe and happy. I couldn't go back to Silicon Valley. I personally belong to Life Science Angels and Harvard Business School Alumni Angels. And I'm visiting professor at IU. That's a new Japanese university. Only we are helping students become entrepreneurs. So hope everybody come to Japan and educate and teach our students together to change the world. And I'm owner of Moriwaka Medical. It's a family-owned business for 50 years. We're selling medical devices. We love to invest in medical devices around the world and inviting all new technology to Japan to save more lives together. And also columnist of Forbes Japan. So if you have interesting projects, innovative ideas, let me interview all of you. And I founded Silicon Valley startup grind Fukuoka last year. So love to also collaborate with all of you. Thank you so much. Best luck for all startup pitches, and nice to see everybody like judges. Thank you so much, Anna, Maria, Lena, and Katerina for inviting me again. Thank you. Love from Japan.
Thank you so much, John. Keith, how are you today? Oh, maybe there are like some internet problems sometimes.
No.
Can you hear me?
Yes, good day to everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, right now, yeah.
Hi, well, congratulations to all the startups today who are appearing today and make their presentation. Excited to hear what everybody has in store. I'm founder of IPA Equities. We are industry agnostic, investing in Series A. Check sizes are between 2 to 10 million. And just excited to see, what the start of the year is going to be like here. And great to see everybody's faces who came back and see the community grow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Keith. And I'm really excited that we more and more are joining us today. So far, right now, I think that all of the judges have spoken. If I'm not mistaken, correct me. But right now, I think it's high time that we have founders present their companies. Am I correct?
I think we are having technical problems.
Can you hear me right now?
No, we can hear you if you say, can you hear me? But
yes,
voice interruption.
Yeah, a few words about like our today's competition, because this is like not only with me, but probably like a lot of my acquaintances today had some kind of internet connections, but we are live, so sometimes it happens. But dear judges, one of the very important announcements that I have to make before our startup funders will start pitching, that you've already got your link via email before. How can you actually vote? But to follow this link, please, we would like to ask you if there are some problems technical again. in this case, better if you enter incognito website and in that case, it will be easier for you to vote. Okay, just in case, we're just checking so there won't be no problems. Just you will have the possibility to evaluate each of the startups from, like, if I'm not mistaken, Anna, this is again from 1 to 5. Yes, it was like similarly, it is still the same. So definitely we will ask every of our judges, please be attentive. You will have like 6 minutes to evaluate each startups. Every startup founder has 3 minutes to pitch, and 3 minutes we have for Q&A session. So it's the same as it was like last season. And also very important information. So you've got your voting leads, judges. You have like 6 minutes to evaluate each startup, because very important, right after all of the startup founders will finish pitching, it will be approximately in 1 hour's time. We will right away display all the results, and you'll see who is the winner of today's unicorn battle in North America. And I'm really excited today as well to welcome our 10 best startups, which will be presented shortly. But also very important reminder to all of the startup founders, please, because we are broadcasting our show in very different countries online right now. In some countries, it's not advisable. It's not advised to voice the information about the fundraising. So please, in this case, omit this information. I'm wishing you everyone good luck. As you can see today, we're going to start with a company, and I'm really excited today to welcome Barbara, who will be actually pitching very soon right now. So Barbara, please, first of all, share your screen and tell me when you're ready. And I hope the judges are also ready. And whenever we can start, just let me know.
Okay, I think I'm ready. You should be seeing my screen.
Yes, sure.
Okay, great. Hi, I'm Barbara Talent, and I'm excited to tell you about the At Company. The 3 co-founders of the At Company have a combined almost 100 years experience and 8 great exits. Just to let you know our stage, we have apps in beta, early revenues, and a multi-billion-dollar market. So here's the problem we're solving. Oops. The data, so today everyone has your data and it's spread in their silos all over the internet. The data is often duplicate across these sites and it's not always protected properly. And it's their data, not your data. And if you change something like your address, good luck in going to all these databases to update it. This is bad for people, but it's also bad for the companies. The data is a liability and it's often out of date. It's a big target for bad actors as well. And frankly, it's a mess and nobody would architect a system this way. So we are changing that. Each individual will have an @sign that they own, and they own the keys to their data. They decide who accesses their data, and they can just as easily remove that access at any point in time. Imagine an internet where everyone asks for permission. This is so much better for people for all of these reasons, but it's also better for the companies too. We are open sourcing the software because we don't want any one company to own it. We've built the underlying technology and patented it. Just a side note, this is not blockchain because it needs to be real time. So our go-to-market is with fun consumer apps. These first apps are in beta test today, and they are completely private and true person-to-person apps. And they create amazing new experiences. For example, the contact app is super interesting. Just a side note, this is not blockchain because it needs to be real time. So our go-to-market is with... I'm sorry, I'm getting some feedback. The first apps are in beta today, and they're completely private. So the contacts app is, when you have peer-to-peer contacts, you only have to manage one person's data, and that's your own. If you update your address, everybody that you've shared it with gets the latest address. But the most cool thing about these apps is they work together across all your data, contacts, and groups. Our business model is a registrar. And this is where we get our early revenues from. We give away free @ to anyone who wants one, but we charge for vanity @. And even though the apps are just in beta, we've already had people buying up their @. And our timing couldn't be more perfect. The docudrama, The Social Dilemma, showed vividly how people are being manipulated through social media. And people are now desperately looking for private alternatives. And just last week, there were 7.5 million downloads of Signal, which is a privacy-focused chat app. So we have the right team, the right timing, the right tech, and a compelling go-to-market, and I'd love to tell you more.
I assume you're done now, is that right?
I am done, yes.
Okay. Explain to me, what does the product do? How does it work? I didn't quite get that.
Yeah, it's an underlying technology, a protocol and an SDK that developers can build on top of. And what it does is it allows people to own their own data. And the developers can build applications very, very quickly because they're not building out the whole user data model. That's already done for them. And they also don't have to host that, so it saves them a lot of time.
And the use case, or the business use case for the revenue, is what?
So currently we are a registrar. There's actually lots of opportunities for revenues on the platform, but we decided when we first started talking to people about this, everybody wanted their @, so we just decided to monetize that immediately.
Hi, Barbara. Henry Ann here. Just a quick follow-up. I think the democratization of data has been sort of talked about since the big tech has been sort of dominating the world, and obviously they're eating everyone's dinner and lunches. You know, with that said, the idea is great, but I just want to see how in execution. Why would, let's say, an Amazon or you know, Apple or some of these big tech would sign up with you guys, and people have to go through you to get to the big guys? Do you understand my question?
I think I understand your question, and it's not necessarily going through us. As I said, the technology is open source, so there are companies who are looking at this today because this is a much better way to protect the privacy of their customers. I'm not sure an Amazon would jump on the technology right away, but there are companies that we've heard that like banks and insurance companies that really do want to protect the privacy. They worry about the liability of the data, and they just think that this is a better architecture. So we have been talking to some large companies.
I'd like to understand, you depend on big companies like social networks or banks or whatever to accept your technology so that the customer would log in through your system. So how do you plan to fuel your consumer recruiting, and when you have a lot of consumer, then you are of interest to big companies and vice versa? How do you plan for that to work?
So we've started with developers developing consumer apps. So these are new consumer app experiences that can only be done because this enables true peer-to-peer. And so that's how we've started. We've got software developers super excited about this. We've been working with the Flutter, I don't know if you're familiar with the Flutter development, but this is a really nice complement to what they're doing. And so we've got a bunch of young developers who are jumping on the protocol and the platform and using it to build out these fun consumer apps. So you'll start to see them in the market over the next couple of months. And they're all peer-to-peer, and they involve people getting their friends to use the apps. So it's very much a network effect. So we're doing it from the small apps. And we've also talked to some large companies as well.
Hi, first of all, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm waiting for Brett's son to stick that fork in his ear. You know, it's coming. I know it's coming. just to add on to the other questions, I try to understand logistically. So you flashed a lot of big names up on one of those slides, for example, B of A. So do you need to convince B of A to then push it out to their millions of customers in order for you to get that network effect?
So we are not starting with B of A, although it's interesting that you say that, because we were actually at the B of A summit in 2019, and the CIO stood up and said that if anyone is working on a way for his customers to own their own data, then he wants to talk to them. So we do know that large companies are looking at this. I don't think we're dependent upon them. I think that there are new types of social networking and fun apps that can be built on this that will have a network effect on their own, and that will then drive the larger companies to adopt it.
You had mentioned that that it's not based on blockchain. There are blockchain platforms that are doing exactly this, but you mentioned that they're not in real time. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so my two co-founders actually worked on this problem for years. They were doing other things, but they kept coming back to this problem. And they tried to build this in blockchain and on DNS, and it just was too expensive and too slow. You had to throw a lot of compute power at it to make it work in real time. And so
that's changed.
Yeah, although the protocol that they've developed is so simple and so fast that it's just far superior for. And now that's not to say this can't work with blockchain. It definitely can.
I'm really sorry, Barbara and Keith. There was problems probably with the sound, but the time is up for a long time. I'm really sorry. Please proceed in chat, but we need to go on because still we have quite a lot of startups ahead. So in this case, let me introduce Whiterock AI, our second startup. Jordan, the floor is yours, and you can actually, whenever you're ready,
Okay.
you can share the screen. Whenever you're ready, we may start.
Thank you for that. Great, thanks everyone for having me here. I'm Jordan, the founder of Whiterock AI, a New York-based fintech company that has a mission to help real estate professionals make sense of the world's data. Since launching our software last month, we've already signed 2 contracts. We have 65 active investment firms on our interface who have searched well over 600 properties. All of this fully bootstrapped. And the reason why we got there so fast is because we're solving a $12.5 billion problem in a $16 trillion US market. It is no news that real estate professionals struggle to process data. In fact, 97% of the information widely available to them is never leveraged, which means that their analytics is inaccurate, inefficient, and highly biased. Introducing Whiterock AI. Our technology sources, maintains, and processes well over 100 different data sources of both traditional real estate data and alternative data. Alternative data is the information that enables us to quantify the qualitative aspect of a property. Once all this information is processed, mostly in real time, it makes its way into a highly actionable and user-friendly property-level financial analysis. This analysis contains everything that an investor needs to know to make a decision. Let me give you an example. With a simple facade image and a complex proprietary algorithm, we can compute the ratio of windows to wall to understand how much natural light gets into a property. And we know that natural light is a determining factor in pricing an asset, which we leverage to give our users an additional investing edge. Our interface is very plug and play. All that users do is enter a property address to retrieve a property level report in under 15 seconds. This makes us 900 times faster than human-driven analysis and a lot more accurate. We're working in a market that will be worth $12.5 billion by 2026. We're not looking to stop there. We also want to sell our analytics to commercial brokers, residential brokers, lenders, and commercial banks. That is to say, well over 3 million well-capitalized institutions and individuals. Prior to Whiterock, our team participated in over $500 million worth of real estate transactions and have built the technologies for some of the fastest growing fintech companies in North America, including Credibly. The problem we're solving is one that we faced ourselves as investors, and we want to get rid of it once and for good. So this is Whiterock AI. We're a B2B fintech company with a mission to help real estate professionals make sense of the world's data. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Actually, Jordan, you're even quicker a bit, like for 10 seconds. Thank you so much. Our dear judges, who would like to be the first one to ask a question?
So can you explain with the analytics, what's the differentiation between your platform and, let's say, CoStar?
Yeah, so CoStar is mostly in the business of providing raw data. What CoStar will do is really twofold. A, they verify their data by calling property owners, which means that they only cover a tiny piece of the market. We try to cover 100% of all the properties in the city where we operate. And the second is CoStar is mostly in the business of selling raw data. You'll get 50,000 rows of comparables from CoStar, but you still don't know which one to select as an investor. We do that for our users through our algorithms and in looking at features that a human being is not able to do.
Thank you.
Can you explain again the problem you're solving?
Yeah, the problem we're solving is that real estate is twofold. Real estate investors very often don't know where to get the data. To give an example, I was at a fund where we were using StreetEasy, which is a New York-based rental marketplace to find rental information. So that's the problem. When they can find the data, the second problem we're solving is processing that information. It's how do you solve for where Uber ridership is going, and how does that information affect the market in which you are, right? If there's a spike in Uber in a specific submarket, how do you identify this trend and reflect that onto a proper analysis? This is exactly what we do.
Thank you. Who would like to proceed? We still have time.
Jordan, what is your business model?
We are obviously in the business of selling our analytics. We have a two-tier model. One is for smaller investment companies who will only be active for a certain number of deals. They can buy per report, so it's $50 per report. But we also mostly have sold to larger enterprise on an annual subscription, which cost about $7,500 a year, which is roughly an 80% discount to a company like CoStar, which Keith had mentioned earlier.
Do you have a cost to assess your data? Do you buy data, or do you bring it through free sources that you compilate?
So we do actually both of this. We have three main data sources. One is public. The US government is still one of the largest provider of information in the US. Second is we partner with private providers, including Moody's, who has a real estate branch. And the third one is we create derivative and in-house information. So we'll purchase, for instance, 1 million images from Google, but we'll run the images through algorithms that are proprietary to a company to derive, for instance, a ratio of windows to wall without light. That number is built and fully owned by us.
Thank you so much. We still have time maybe for one quick question.
Jordan, this is Jordan. Well done. Your name gave me high expectations. I'm going to have extra score for you. Your traction, revenue, product, and a future expectation on fundraising, without giving us numbers, please.
Yep. So we have raised no capital. We're raising a certain amount of money, which I think I'll be putting in the chat for you because we can't put it out front. We are currently going through a round. We have sourced a lead investor, and we are looking to complete our technology for New York City in the next 2 months. New York is our first city. We are looking to complete 4 additional cities in the US by the end of 2021. And in terms of revenue, we've signed 2 contracts for $10,000 in annual recurring revenue over the last month. Looking to complete 2021 with 60 users.
Thank you so much. The time is up. You may proceed in chat if somebody has already right now maybe some question. Thank you, Jordan, so much. We're moving forward, and our next startup is for the tenant. So Jeff, I would like to ask you if you can right now, please share the screen, and whenever you're ready, we will start. And Jeff, can you hear me? Once again, Jeff, please unmute yourself, by the way. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, good. And also, please share your screen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One moment.
Sure.
Can you see my screen?
No, not right now.
Oh, okay. I see. Here we go. Oh.
Try at the bottom, you can at zoom of your screen, you can see there's share screen, the green box there, and click on it, please.
Oh. What? I apologize for this delay. I'll be right there.
No worries, sometimes it happens. Okay, yeah, now we can see it. And please make the full screen. And whenever you're ready, from the beginning, yes, from the beginning.
Okay.
And if you're ready.
Yeah, ready. Sorry about that, everybody. Good morning. My name is Jeff York. I am the CEO of For the Tenant Incorporated. We are based in Dallas, Texas. And we really appreciate everybody's time this morning. For the Tenant is an online commercial lead generation platform. We are targeting business end users to do lead generation and source deals for the commercial real estate marketplace at scale. It's a highly fragmented marketplace. How big is the marketplace? We're talking about specifically office, industrial, retail, and co-working transactions. And these numbers are in the US only. Eventually, we could be a worldwide platform. Hundreds of billions of dollars of transactions are generated each year. And then we are a commission-based revenue model, multi-billion dollars of revenues in tenant rep commissions. And it's a marketplace that is absent a dominant name brand service provider. There are two problems that we solve for agents. Because it's such a fragmented marketplace, agents don't have the time, money, or resources to source new business. We will be providing them a new revenue source. And for the clients, for the end users that we represent, we'll save them 5 to 25% off of their rent expenses over the course of the term. The biggest parallel I could give you is LendingTree. LendingTree has been around for about 20 years. They generate over $1 billion in revenues. They match consumers with lenders at scale. Our model will be similar to theirs. We will be matching businesses with commercial real estate brokers at scale. We'll be targeting businesses through digital media campaigns. We will source, vet, and distribute leads to our partners, hundreds of which have already been identified. And most importantly, we offer no conflicts of interest, unlike the national service providers, which have agency assignments. So how are we paid? We're paid referral fees from our broker partners. We refer leads to them, they do the deals, and they pay us a referral fee ranging from 25 to 30% of the deal value. Typically, we'll make $8,000 to $10,000 per transaction. We are revenue producing. We've earned about $250,000 in the last 18 months on referrals. There's other revenue sources through referring deals to Regises and WeWorks of the world, directly doing deals and getting referral fees from partners, telecom providers, office furniture providers, business insurance. I've been in the business for over 30 years. I've done hundreds of millions of dollars of transactions, so I know the commercial real estate industry inside and out, and I know what's lacking. My business partner has created two very well-known websites that are both top ranked on Google, World Property Journal, and global listings. He also has over 30 years of experience in digital media and in commercial real estate. And lastly, our revenue projections, we expect to be $50 to $60 million in revenues within the next 5 to 6 years. It's a company that can scale very quickly. And with that, I will thank you for your time and entertain any questions you may have. We do believe it's a very exciting opportunity in an area of the market where there just is not a national name brand. And we believe that we can be that name brand for tenant rep services, referrals, customer acquisition at scale. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Who would like to be the first judge to ask a question?
What is your unique unfair advantage towards the competition you have on the market?
Sure. Really what's unique about it is that nobody's been able to do it at scale with digital media. There just is not a platform that's sourcing business leads for commercial real estate service providers. And offline, I could give you a couple other things to expand on that. But it's just, I think because of the cost of entry, it's what prevents other companies from reaching the scale that we hope to achieve.
Aren't you worried with the decline of commercial real estate after the COVID that people are kind of getting away from that business?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Actually, we're focusing on 4 segments within commercial real estate. And the industrial segment is doing fantastic. It's the office segment that most people are wondering what the future will look like with COVID. I think short-term office space usage is going to be down maybe 10 to 15%. But I think most companies will realize that they need to have teams of people in place working together in order to be most effective. So we expect the office market to rebound.
So I have a question. It sounds interesting, and I love your projected income statement. Most startups don't have that, and that's very good. Okay, $10,000 per deal. Are you selling, for each customer? Sounds like you're B2B. So for each business that you sell to, is it just $10,000 each, or is it a bigger?
No, these are lease transactions. We're representing the tenants in lease negotiations with landlords. There's virtually no cost to our client, who is the commercial tenant. The landlord pays the fee. Leasing commissions are built into the operating pro formas of all business leases. And they'll pay a fee to the broker representing the tenant. And our typical deal size is anywhere from $600,000 to $800,000 with a 4% commission paid to our broker partner. So our broker partner will receive a check of $25,000 to $40,000, let's say, and we'll receive 25 to 30% of that.
Here's my concern. My concern is that the sales and marketing costs could be quite high because you're trying to get a lot of small deals. Let me just finish. Trying to get a lot of small deals, and selling to a whole bunch of people, it could take a long time. But you know the business, so I just register that.
Yeah, no, it's a valid concern. I referenced LendingTree before, and their sales and marketing expenses are probably 60 to 70% of revenues.
Arkady, you had the question, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry. Or Jim, would you like to proceed? We still are very limited in time. Sorry.
No, I'm done. Great.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I spent about 15 years in commercial real estate as well. So in a nutshell, are you do you want to become just like a mega lead generator for the brokers? Or is that the concept?
Yes, that is the concept.
Okay.
Thank you so much. The time is up. Jeff, please stop sharing the screen now because we need to move on. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right now, we're moving forward to our startup number 4, which is Storybolt. And I want to invite right now, if I'm not mistaken, we have Nasim today.
Yes,
Speaking.
this is Nasim. Hi, everyone. Excited to be here. My name is Nasim Abdi, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Storybolt. We are a SaaS solution for employees' belonging, and we are shifting companies' cultures one story at a time. Imagine if you're the C-level of a corporation and onboarding a rock star team, and then the next day you're seeing the team leaving one after the other. The issue and pain of lack of belonging and engagement and lack of inclusive culture is a pain that costs companies and corporations more than $1 trillion per year, and it's something that impacts their bottom line. And that's why last year in North America alone, they spent more than $8 billion to initiatives to help with this issue and create an inclusive culture. Most of the time, the kind of solution they have is, or the response they hear is, it's too superficial, time consuming, and there is not a accurate way to measure impact. That's why when we came with our solution on board last quarter of 2019, we all of a sudden faced tremendous growth in 2020. We already have more than 245K in revenue and 25x growth revenue per quarter, 12x increase in basket size with companies and corporations, giant brands like Amazon, Discover, and Google Cloud. And 85% of these companies are coming back. So our sales pipeline is pretty packed for next year, already 1.8 million and 550K book revenue for first quarter. The solution that we have and the reason that it's working is we are a SaaS culture platform that saves time for companies and corporations and help them get an ongoing employee engagement through our platform with the use of stories and storytellers and empowering those stories in engaging employees in conversations. For example, one of our current clients, United Airlines, when they joined us, they were and shared their issue of implicit bias that they want to work on. They were able to, with only 8 clicks, log into our platform and fill in an intake form to submit their request, and they got connected to more than 4,000 short documentaries, award-winning documentaries that has been licensed to our platform. And with only 8 clicks, they were able to get matched with series of ongoing sessions. Under 1 hour session, they are able to create an engaging conversation for their employees by watching a real story and talking to the storyteller who has hours of behind the camera stories. And right after the session, they're able to measure the impact. So our business model is pretty simple, annual subscription, SaaS model with tier-based pricing. The margins are close to 75%. I was a faculty member at Purdue trying to engage my students with topics that were close to my heart, failed in engaging them, pushed me to another experience that I had as the leading actress of a film that was featured on Netflix and got awarded at the Venice Film Festival and many other places. And that gave me firsthand experience with this magic sauce of watching a story, and when someone from that story walk outside, create the engagement. I brought that solution to my colleague and friend for 10 years, Bobak, who had solid business background and experience with 3 companies in edutainment. We came up with a business model together that made me quit my teaching position, say goodbye to a tenure track, and start this platform together with a team of sales and technology. We have right now giant brands like Amazon, Discover, Google Cloud, and many others as our paying clients, and more than 4,000 documentaries from 112 countries around the world. And we are ready for your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Who would like to be the first one to ask a question?
I'm Henry on here. Very quick question. It sounds like you're B2B. I think the question is, why can't these big companies do on their own? Why do they need you? Let's say, for example, if it's an Amazon, they have so many employees. Obviously, inclusion is a big topic, whether it's in corporate America or corporate Europe and even corporate Asia. Just curious, why do they need you? Why can't they do it on their own? And then just a quick follow-up question is, it sounds like you're B2B. Are you B2C as well? Thanks.
Right. Thank you for the great question. We are B2B, laser focused on B2B internal culture. And the reason that they're jumping on our solution is we are saving them so much time. One thing that a senior HR at Amazon told us, she said that you're making us sound brilliant in just a few hours. So all they need is a few clicks and they get matched with the right documentaries that has been licensed through our platform. If they want to go on their own and find these documentaries and sessions, it's going to take them so much time to find the right one and to license them. Also, we are creating an ecosystem for edutainment. It's not just the film and filmmaker, it's the whole surrounding materials that the filmmakers provide through our platform that makes it the right ecosystem for learning.
Thank you. Who would like to be the next one?
So I just wanted to make sure if I got what's your business. You're in fact a content selector for HR departments.
We are a SaaS solution that matches the packages that are the needed solution for these companies and corporations. So it's sort of a marketplace that we already curated these collections through our platform. So we already licensed these documentaries. These are award-winning documentaries that has been created already. We don't produce the contents, to make it clear.
Thank you. We still have time for another question.
Hi, Nassim, it's Kelly here. So what is your go-to-market strategy?
So we already started with direct sales. Honestly, we haven't even spent a dime on marketing and sales. And we got all these clients through referrals after referral. So we started with United Airlines. They referred us to Amazon. They had a 100 employee session. In a few weeks, they came back with 1,000 employee sessions. So that's been going on. But also, we found that channel partnership with boutique consulting firm is a pretty smart way of onboarding new clients. And we already have 3 channel partners who onboarded the last quarter of 2020. And we're in conversation actually with Toyota and Panasonic through our channel partners.
Great.
Nassim, what's your projection for next year, revenue-wise?
So 2021 is 2 million, and we already have the pipeline for 1.8 million. And the booked revenue for first quarter is 550K.
Thank you.
Have you taken prior investments into the company, or is this your first round?
So we had a small pre-seed, 265K. And yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Time is up. We need to move forward. Thank you, Nassim. And right now, well, please welcome KarbonPay and Rob. Whenever you're ready, we may start.
Hello. Let me share my screen. Everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. My name is Rob Kleifkin. I'm the CFO of KarbonPay. I'm very thankful to be here today. KarbonPay is a cloud-based SaaS business platform which automates compliant payroll calculations for multinational companies. We are currently live. As of September 20, we have a little over 50 companies on the platform with 1,100 active users. The team brings 65 years of combined experience in finance and multinational payroll in 14 countries. KarbonPay is the solution to the problem that we have firsthand knowledge of. So that problem is that calculations, payroll, is a mission critical aspect of the business. Calculations are at the center of payroll operations. In a multinational environment, existing providers of international payroll and HR use third-party in-country partners to calculate compliant payroll taxes and other withholdings. Our experience is actually directly in those companies being that third party. And so this process is inefficient, it's costly, requires a 5 to 7 business lead time, and is inflexible. The solution to this is that KarbonPay is a cloud-based web platform where companies can reclaim ownership over their payroll across countries. So we automate those payroll calculations in multiple countries with meaningful technology. It provides instantaneous calculations so changes can be made to the payroll right up to the moment of when payroll is due. Accurate compliance, and because it's not piecemealed, we actually can have global reporting or regional reporting all in one platform. So this saves time and money to our customers. The product is built in-house, proprietary development team located in South Africa, or the rest of us are in Dallas, Texas. It's a very clean and simple to use platform. We really built this from the ground up so that we could train somebody in 30 minutes to an hour, and then they would be able to run a compliant payroll in any country in which we operate. We have a small team at this point. Like I said, Brad, myself, Andy, Brad's the founder, CEO, myself, CFO, and Andy, lead sales, are located in Dallas. The rest of our development and support team is in South Africa. So we're not only the owners, but we're also a customer of our own. One thing I'll say about our management team is that we really are hands-on where the rubber meets the road. We're not top-line executives. We are actually the hat wearers and the doers of the company. And with that, I'll open this up to questions.
Thank you so much. You're very on time. So who would like to be the first one to ask?
So I'll go. I wonder if you have a 5-year projected income statement and what kind of revenue you'd be seeing in year. You do. Okay, year 5.
Yep.
Okay.
So my previous experience is actually as an investment banker. So we've got a full 5-year cash flow model with variables, so I can shock test this thing in terms of pricing, customers, when we're putting on countries. So we're actually in the first 5 years projected to have 15 countries onto the platform. We're actually on our way to beat these projections. We've signed or we're working on.
Okay. So it's great information. So it looks like you're only going to need to raise. You're going to hit break even with less than $1 million. Is that about right? Of capital?
That's because of a relationship in the Philippines that is signed on. We have a large investor who came on and said, develop the Philippines next. They went ahead and put the money in, and that's coming with a lot of headcount.
Okay, and so my instant reaction to that is at 25 million, you probably aren't going to be able to go to venture capitalists. That's too small, but maybe you don't. If you only need $1 million, you don't need them. So, but I think it's great that you have that.
I foresee that we do a $2 to $3 million raise, which you wouldn't see here on these models, maybe 2022, 2023, dedicate all that money to launching additional countries. Instead of 15, we go to 30 countries. We start a pilot program next month with Active Pay, and they're in 145 countries doing the legacy model. We'll be there back in.
Then if you need to raise $3 million, then you're going to go to venture capitalists, and they're going to want to see a much higher revenue than 25 million, but I mean,
15 countries will go up to 30 countries, and this headcount will go up exponentially.
So what kind of revenue does that mean?
So right now, revenue is about $30 a head or so. So, you triple.
But if you go to all those countries and all that, how much revenue per year do you hit?
Yeah, I could put it in the model real fast, and it would, I could throw that in the model and just calculate it, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what 30 countries is going to do.
I see. That's what they wanted. Anyway, it's great that you have that. Terrific.
Yeah.
How do you compete with paychecks?
Thank you. I think we still have time for one question.
How do you compete with paychecks?
Pardon?
How would you compete with paychecks?
So we're automated, and it's multinational. Most of the companies that are claiming to be multinational are not actually using an automated platform in which all of the countries they operate are in one platform. They're all using third parties, and sometimes the third parties within a country is using an automated platform. Our platform actually can translate the language, so you can have users in Mexico being paid, and the company in the United States is seeing it in English, and users in Mexico are seeing it in Spanish. So, it's automation and multi-nation combined, which differentiates us from our competitors.
Thank you. The time is up.
Thank you, guys.
Rob, thank you for your presentation. And right now we move forward because Rachel, I think, is ready with her Hello PLATO to present her company. So Rachel, can you hear me?
Thanks, Maria. Yes, I'm going to share my screen.
Sure. And whenever you're ready, tell me and we may start.
Okay, it should be showing my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. I am the co-founder and CEO of Hello PLATO. And we are focused on the global K-12 market, which includes 2.17 billion kids aged 3 to 17 around the world. Unfortunately, 2/3 or 1.3 billion of those kids have no internet access at home. This is something that became glaringly apparent to us during the COVID crisis. And the world really can't afford this problem of lack of access to education. We can see that you get projected, trillions of dollars of positive GDP if you were to boost OECD countries' PISA score by just 25 points, which is modest. 30 trillion is lost to potential economic value in not educating women and girls. And then personally, we could lift half of the people out of poverty if we could just get them through high school. So the need to solve this problem is imminent. And this is not a COVID problem. These students still are not going to have access to learning resources at home once the COVID crisis is over, because learning resources right now are not built for these learners. You don't have a laptop, you don't have high-speed internet, you can't access it. It's largely enterprise software. I come from this space, 20 plus years in this space. It's very heavy. It's not really meant for K-12, and it's not personalized. What they really need is for us to solve the problem, the entrepreneurs and technologists, to use the tools students already have to deliver the learning that they need. So the teachers need authoring tools that are simple, lean, and mobile. They need insights that surface student performance and group performance through AI content curation. And students need delivery that works in low and no bandwidth environments, that blends learning and communication, and allows for learning to still happen even in homes where children have to share one smartphone. So we created Hello PLATO to solve this problem. And Hello PLATO is an AI-based learning platform built for teachers to craft and deliver personalized learning to students in low and no bandwidth environments. And on the right here, you can see a little snapshot. It does include the ability to add video, images, files. It's not just text, and there's learning built in. Okay, and what we consider to be our competitive advantages include our team. We've been working together, all of us, for more than 10 years. We have a combined 100+ years of experience in online learning and 7 EdTech exits among us, including 1 unicorn. Another advantage is the time is now. So our solution really fits global trends in EdTech. PitchBook's EdTech Snapshot talks about the need for personalized learning, AI, and learning that reaches learners where they are, video first, voice first. And so we are a solution for this trend that's rapidly growing. The expectation in India is that there will be $4 billion of EdTech usage by 2024, which is a huge leap from 500 million in revenue in 2018, and it's only growing. Also, this is we're going to monetize. So there is a plausible path to $1 million in ARR in 2021 for us with the existing pilots that we have on the ground in India and in the United States. So this is not a charity. This is not something that can't be monetized. This is a venture scale play. So thank you for your time, and here's my contact information, and I look forward to fielding your questions.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Who would like to be the first to ask a question?
If you're not using the internet, then where is the content being aggregated?
Well, we would be using SMS in the case of someone who's really in a no internet environment. Well, maybe it depends on whether their bandwidth will support WhatsApp, but we can also do this over SMS. So you can reach all the way down to kids that don't have a smartphone even and still utilize learning. We're not a content management system. Content is coming from other sources like YouTube videos or images that are in a Google Drive. We are integrated to Google Classroom, so teachers can just pull from materials that they have. Also, we're capable of integrating with all learning management systems, student information systems. We're in the process of doing that right now so that people can pull content that's already available to them through their learning management system and push it through Hello PLATO out to students.
Rachel, if I don't have internet, how do I get content? How do you work? Just assume there's no internet. I'm in the middle of the Sahara. Walk me through this,
you would have to have at least the ability for cellular service. This is not going to reach people who don't have cellular, but everybody in the world pretty much has cellular by now. So over cellular, you could still do this learning with SMS texting only. The questions will go back and forth. It would support images and audio, but it wouldn't support video in all likelihood in that environment. But because of the compression aspects of WhatsApp, we can support video even in very low bandwidth environments for students that have access to a smartphone in the family.
Your beachhead in the US, which area, which geographies? Tell me more about that.
Okay, we're starting with the US and India. In the US, we're piloting in classrooms right now with the goal of being, a highly integrated partner in the US ecosystem that augments what teachers can do with existing tools like learning management systems and with high aspects.
Area, which states, which cities, more concise?
Yeah, well, in the US, there's a lot of different, I've been selling into US K-12 forever. There's no particular state where a tool like this is of higher impact than other states, except if you look at numbers of students without access to learning. But that's actually a more significant problem in urban areas than in rural, believe it or not. There's more students in the urban areas with lack of access to internet than those in rural areas. So going into the cities and selling this to the cities, which my last business, I sold New York City, I sold Miami-Dade, I sold Las Vegas. So I'm very familiar with this.
Where are you selling into right now? You said you have beachhead in India and the US. Where are you selling into?
We're pre-revenue. We're in pilot right now. So we're piloting in schools in New Jersey, New York, and Florida. And in India, we're in 4 schools that are in rural areas in 2 different provinces.
Can I understand which part of India you are talking about? Hi, this is Abhijit from India.
We're talking about the, what MATIDOR refers to as the next $500 million is really our target market. So not the families that are living below the poverty line, but those earning 2,200 to 3,300-ish USD a year that are sending their kids to the affordable private school sector. So for example, one of the school leaders we're working with has 2 schools in Uttar Pradesh that are rural, that are bilingual, affordable private school, Hindi-English mix. And so we're testing that in the high school and middle school levels right now. And but everyone we talk to that's looked at this in India has said this is a great fit for the market as is, but we're in beta. We know we have to make some improvements to the product before we really scale. However, our partners think we will be able to sell into the June start school cycle and generate initial revenue this year.
Thank you so much. The time is up. Please, in terms of further questions, proceed in chat because we need to move forward. Right now, I would ask to present MATIDOR, and Sean, whenever you're ready, share the screen and we will start.
Yep, sounds good. Hey everyone, so my name is Sean. I'm presenting MATIDOR as an ultimate location visualization and data collaboration tool. So whenever any form of digging, mining, developing is being performed, government and regulatory body requires that builders and operators have a proper lay of the land. What does that even mean? It means they need to keep track of all environmental impact, complicated geospatial information, and project costs as part of the work. And believe it or not, there's not a single software that can help project managers, consultants, and field workers to stay on top of such information collectively. Project managers, consultants are still using very archaic tools like spreadsheets and complicated mapping software that often results in an inability for them to effectively do their job while complying with environmental responsibilities, and it's costing them billions of dollars each year in liabilities alone. MATIDOR solves collaboration and visibility challenges for consultants and field workers by placing all key project information on one intuitive map-based platform with real-time updates that can be shared between multiple parties. So with MATIDOR, you can drive down to individual projects and look at it very holistically. You can also pan in, draw, annotate, and upload key data such as budget, task, and files, making it easy for non-technical users to update and share geospatial information with real-time updates, saving them days in reporting alone. So the global market for environmental services is expected to hit $44 billion by year 2022. Out of a $30 billion total addressable market right now, we have properly identified through our paid channels a $225 million servicing environmental engineering firm across North America. And compared to other competitors, we're very collaborative. And if you look at mapping software, they don't really offer a lot of data management collaboration, whereas collaboration tools don't have any ability to visualize location-based data. MATIDOR is the only product that combines geospatial data management with intuitive project collaboration with real-time updates. And since this year, we have hit 850,000 in terms of revenue, and we have came second place at last year's startup TechCrunch Battlefield out of 1,000 applicants. And our users love MATIDOR. We have seen over 90 minutes daily active use, over 1,000 activities being performed, and we have seen over 50 million worth of budget being tracked on our platform to date. And we have recently signed partnership with Unity MMP and reputable players in the energy sector as well. Our go-to-market is very simple. We have properly identified through integration with our software vendors to lower our barrier of entry when working with consultants, as well as we host a lot of webinars, and joining trade associations really help us garner credits in front of our target audience. And recently we have signed on, as I mentioned before, channel partner with Unity, which will really help us build our roadmap into the AEC field later on. Our business model is very simple. We charge an annual subscription fee plus pay project location on top. By avoiding the pay-per-user model, we manage to keep our clients' costs low while fostering a very positive network environment through our platform alone, making it very collaborative. Our team is very well equipped to tackle this problem. Both Vincent and I have found a previous company, with Vincent having worked at Google and over 20 years of technology management, and I have over 10 years in business and sales development that really helped us garner and be able to land our first customers and paid pilots. So we're raising in Q3 of 2021 to scale in the US. We're looking to spend about 50% on R&D, 40% on sales marketing, penetrating areas in Denver as well as Texas. And yeah, Matidor's mission is very simple: to bring much needed simplicity and visibility to the complex world of field services. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Who would like to be the first to ask a question?
Is this sensor based on the location to accumulate data from the site?
Yeah, we can integrate with sensors. So the idea for Matidor is to become a one-stop shop that consolidate third-party data coming in. So you can pull in any sort of satellite imagery, drone data, even IoT sensor data in the field. We want it to be essentially very collaborative with other data sources coming in. So we don't offer any data sensors ourselves, but we make it very integrative to other data sources coming in.
You have a competitor in the dam space that does this for dams all over the world.
Right.
How would you differentiate yourself from Esri?
So Esri, we're very familiar with Esri. A lot of our clients previously used Esri before. The problem with Esri is that they don't have an intuitive mobile responsive site. We're not trying to substitute any GIS or any sort of the Esri product. The problem with those products is that you need a trained GIS specialist to actually be able to learn how to turn a lot of these complicated geospatial data into a tangible format to make decisions. With us, we're addressing more of a non-technical gap. So field workers that are active in the field, if there's any sort of spills, any sort of leakage in the pipeline, they need to address it right away. You don't have the time to really bug your GIS team to, or your drafters to draw around that. So the idea for Matidor is we allow non-technical user to be able to update and share geospatial information with real-time updates as well in the field. So that's kind of how we differentiate ourselves from the Esri product.
Do you have a projected 5-year income statement? And if not, what would your year 5 revenue be? And also, how much ultimate capital will you need?
So we can't really discuss capital, I think, here, but we're expected to hit 1.6 million by the end of this year. We have already hit the 900,000 revenue mark without any external fundraising. And we managed to grow our team to about 8.
But by year 5, what kind of revenue do you think you'll get to, and how much capital we ultimately need to raise? I mean, I think you could talk about that. I mean, maybe you're raising around now, but are you going to need to raise 10 million, 100 million? It's pretty important. Like
so should I give him a yellow card, or should we let him buy uninterrupted?
Yeah, no worries. So we're expected to hit
yellow card.
Please proceed in chat for this type of questions.
Type the info in the panelists, Sean. Sean, before you go, you've been at this for a little bit. What's your biggest obstacle in the next 2021, 2022 business-wise? What's the key thing you need to overcome?
I think really just be able to ramp up our sales effort. I think sales cycle is still a bit long on our end. Right now it's taking us from prospecting to getting a contract closed between 2 to 3 months. We really like to see that cut down to about 4 to 6 weeks. Recently we have onboarded a new sales manager. He, after hiring him end of October, we managed to close 2 deals before the end of last year. So that was pretty good. But we do realize that, we really need to. Yeah, sorry, was someone talking or?
Yeah, you may end the sentence and we need to move on.
Okay,
sorry.
sure. Yeah, thanks. We can talk later, Jordan. Thank you.
Please proceed in chat. Thank you so much, Sean. We are moving forward. The next startup to be presented is Streambed. And Jenna, whenever you're ready, we may start.
Awesome. Hi, guys. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect. So first of all, thanks so much for having me. I'm very excited to present to you today Streambed. So Streambed is a project that myself, my co-founder, Joseph Fischella, and Michael Casey have been working on for the last 2.5 years. So the problem we're solving is that all the different versions of videos on the internet have value, but they are uncorrelated. So if we were to take this webinar and present it on YouTube or on the multiple different platforms that we could put it out on, that now creates 5 different versions of the same video. If we were to take all the contributors, funders, sponsors, talent, event hosts, and add them and have them distribute them across all of their channels, we now have 25 different versions of essentially what is the same video. Then you add in all the different things that make the internet cool, which are GIFs, compilations, clips, TikToks, TikTok sounds, memes, etc. And all of those then create additional depth into different versions of the exact same video. As we've talked about before, right now, the internet is all about accounts. It's estimated that the average human being has about 90 different accounts online. I checked, I have about 180. You as tech people probably have very similar amounts. And unfortunately, that leads to lots of different problems. It leads to hacking, it leads to data problems. And so we have created Streambed. Streambed uses the APIs of different social media platforms to post to those platforms on the user's behalf, and then allow brands a passive yet impactful way to compensate consumers directly for the analytics of how something about them performed on their feed. So an example of that would be I walk down the street, I take a picture of myself in my Nike hoodie. I upload through Streambed to Instagram, and I tag Nike and I tag any of my friends who may be in the photo. And then Nike is given the opportunity to pay me directly for the publisher level analytics of how my friends received that content. So this is what our app looks like. This is the consumer side of our app. You can see it as kind of like a Uber's rider driver app. This is currently built. We bootstrapped our team to build this. It was released in July. And then we're currently working on the corporate version of our app. This is the SaaS. This is a traditional SaaS model with corporate campaigns. So you can see over here that this is different content that is created for the Show Your Bronze campaign. And then companies are afforded the opportunity to pay humans directly for the analytics of content that they've actually already published. This is linked directly to ROI, could be linked to verified purchasers and engagement rates. We use the blockchain to verify all of this information. We use the metadata of who, what, when, where, and with whom all of this information is created. We upload it to the blockchain, to the Flow blockchain, which is a public blockchain from 2013. It's originally a fork of Bitcoin, specifically designed for metadata. It's lightweight, it's fast, and it's very, very cheap. The lead architect of the Flow blockchain, Joseph Fischella, happens to be our CTO as well.
Time.
On the team, myself and my co-founder, Michael Casey, met in 2018, and then we met the rest of our team shortly after that. So for these are our milestones. We graduated from the Creative Destruction Lab in 2020, and we've now built a verified app on a burn of just under 5K a month. I'm happy to answer questions. Sorry, I went a little bit over time there.
No problem. I think today somebody supersede, like somebody not over past 3 minutes. Who would like to be the first one?
Yeah, very quick question here, Jenna. Henry on here. So I think I see you have a page that linked, let's say LinkedIn, YouTube, let's say Instagram and Facebook. First question is, do you need approval or the API to plug them in? That's the first question. The follow-up question is, if the answer is no, why would I need to go to like an IG or Facebook if if I can see everything just on sort of the aggregator of all the information or platform from you guys? Thanks.
So yes, we do use the APIs of the different social media platforms. Our team has very deep relationships with each of these. Google's verification process, for example, for our app usually takes about 6 weeks, and our app was approved within 10 days. So yes, we do need access to the different social media platforms, but we're aiming to obviously push away from that as we integrate more and more platforms. We're aiming to integrate as many as we can. We're live on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Zoom right now. And then we're adding LinkedIn this month as well.
Yeah, so the follow-up, just want to make sure I understand. So the follow-up is, let's say if they approve you, right? And then if I got all these platforms that I can access in one, like in Streambed, why do I need to still go to IG again? Why do I need to?
Because that's where the communities of humans are that you want to interact with. We don't want to change anything about the viewing experience for the average consumer. My communities are still on Instagram. My communities are still on LinkedIn. The user transition problem is why we chose to be a tool and not our own platform, if that makes sense. So whatever the next coolest platform is, as new platforms come along, we can always add integrations for them as well.
Noted, thank you.
And that also proves a transition to different Web3 business models that are being experimented on by many other blockchain companies. So we're aiming to add blockchain-based social media platforms too.
About decentralized media platforms, you mean, yes?
Yeah, so we're facilitating the transition from Web 2 to Web 3.
Okay, thank you. Who would like to be the next one?
Gina, it's Kelly here.
Hi.
How would you, in users, how many active users you have now?
So we're in beta on the consumer side of the app. We're just over 100 users in our beta since July. That's with no marketing. Those are, friends and family who are on the app, actual testers that we've brought onto the app to make it viable. We're in the process of building the corporate side of the app, and the narrative around being paid for your data by your favorite brands that you already like is a really compelling narrative to drive user growth in Q2 of this year.
Thank you. Next one.
So do you have any kind of structured monetization process which cannot be duplicated?
So we believe that our status as a tool allows us to, because we can integrate with many different social media platforms, even if we're, access is revoked in one place, then we're able to sort of move to somewhere else. Our proprietary IP is our blockchain-based normalizing system. So the users create the data and then it is encrypted. There's actually a key system that is assigned to every new user when they join. There's actually a Bitcoin wallet and a Flow wallet created for them on the back end. As consumers get a little bit more comfortable with having blockchain forward sort of access as society moves forward, then we can turn those switches on and enable humans to be paid in Bitcoin, compensated in Bitcoin, for example, if they wanted that. That's our proprietary IP, is the encryption process. It's a double key encryption. That we can't see any of our users' data, so we are very privacy first. It's uploaded to the Flow blockchain, and then it's decrypted when a user has the right keys to be able to see the information.
Who is your biggest competitor?
So right now we have two categories of competitors. One on the Web 2 side would be like Hootsuite, Sprout Social, your typical social posting apps. And then on the Web 3 side, it's Web 3 based social media companies like Voice, Minds.com, and Akasha is another one. So those are
your advantage. Your advantage on them.
Our advantage on them is that we don't actually encourage, or we don't require someone to change anything about their consumer behavior. Those communities have trouble growing users because users have to leave Facebook or leave Instagram to go to Voice or to go to others. In integrating with all of them, we actually feel that we can provide that transitionary role from one to the next.
Thank you so much, Jenna. The time is, please proceed.
Thanks so much, Mari.
For the questions in chat. We need to move forward, and right now I'll ask Dan to tell more about his FLITE or FLITE company. How should I pronounce it correctly?
It's FLITE, yes, but thank you.
Material Sciences. Whenever you're ready, we may start.
All right, are you seeing this well?
Yes, I hope.
Terrific.
I'm speaking for everyone.
Okay. All right, hello everyone, and thank you very much for being here today and for your patience listening to all us hungry entrepreneurs one after the other. I'm Dan Cohen. I'm the founder of FLITE Material Sciences, a 6-time entrepreneur in science and tech ventures since the 1990s. And I'm here to tell you about FLITE. So industrial products that we depend on fail when their surfaces fail because of rust or fouling or ice. And we are introducing a radical new treatment for industrial materials to protect themselves using clean lasers instead of toxic coatings. So we're going to use this technique to protect human life and reduce environmental damage and improve the lifetime performance of products around the world. Now, this technology took more than 30 years to develop, but we can show it to you in less than 30 seconds. This is the magnified surface of stainless steel, and it's rough and it's random. And when coatings are applied, they eventually fail, which leaves the surface vulnerable and scatters toxic residue into the air and water. So our patented techniques sculpt a new surface texture on that material with a specific function. And this particular surface, which is the Lotus surface, repels water. And it works on glass or plastic or metal and ceramics and other materials. This is what super hydrophobic metal looks like. The water bounces off energetically and cleans itself. The effect is durable and permanent. And if water can't stay on the surface, ice doesn't hold there and rust doesn't form there, and other contaminants just slide away. So our patented techniques have all the benefits of the best protective coatings with none of the downsides. And our customers can use the materials they know and trust, but it gives them new capabilities, and we are 100% green. And many of our customers are driven by either client or regulatory need to find a greener way to work. So this has led to a huge catalog of opportunities for us, where the problems we describe cost hundreds of billions every year in risk and loss and damage, as well as the loss of life. So we have scheduled projects in most of these areas, both commercial and defense, to prove what we can do, including making almost any material resistant to COVID-19. The work is based on a collection of papers and patents, and we're graduates of helpful acceleration programs in North America and Europe, and we've been recognized in recent startup and innovation competitions for the promise that this technology holds. Our growing team has more than 100 years of experience, and across Canada, the United States, and Europe, we're now a team of 8 and hope to add 2 more by the end of this quarter. So with COVID-19, we were expecting 3 contracts this year, but there are currently 12 planned and a pipeline of more than 100 more to answer. So every project we run leads to a license conversation that brings long-term recurring revenue for 5 to 25 years. So whether it's about protecting life or making resilient products, we're working on any green future. With your support, we'll expand our mission of making everyday materials extraordinary. Thank you.
Thank you. You're very on time. Thank you, Dan. Who would like to be the first to ask a question?
Hi, Dan. Henry on here. Very quick. Number one is I see the traction getting sort of non-dilutive grant. These are great things I like to hear. Very simple. Number one is, can you maybe share, maybe I missed it, commercial application for your product? That's question number one. Number two is, I think you mentioned you've been developing this, or whoever been developing for 30 years. I know, development of these material sciences does take some time. Why is it now that you bring into market? Thank you.
That's a good question. So we have applications, for example, in oil and gas because of rusty pipelines. That's $1 trillion problem. In surgical products, and I could spend an hour telling you about the projects, but basically it's about rust or ice or fouling for each one of these. Marine ships that sail with copper-based paints that poison the ocean, keeping the ice off planes and helicopters and so on. And the signal for us that it was time to commercialize is that we finally found this technology coming out of academic labs around the world where there's been a lot of testing, but it was finally possible to do it in open air and with commodity components instead of a big specialized chamber for only billion-dollar R&D organizations. So those were our signals that it was time to commercialize and industrialize.
Thank you. The next one.
How come your expectations of revenue are so low? It sounds like a really big problem you're solving.
Well, we are solving very big problems, and what we expect is to finance the company with some non-dilutive grants. We're raising our Series A and customer revenue, and the time for them to adopt these into their supply chains takes a little longer. So it may take 2 years in the sales cycle before they finally adopt these licenses, but after that, it's 5 to 25 years of passive revenue. So that has a deep tech effect on our projections.
I'd like to know, your technology doesn't seem to be unique to you guys. I mean, you're quoting a lot of university works and experiments. So how do you differentiate from the competitors that are going to certainly to arise? And my other question is, you have to apply your treatment on a new metal, or can you do that on the existing equipment and existing surfaces?
Great questions. To answer the first question, because we are experts in technology transfer, we are going to get those licenses, patents, and innovations out of the universities as they emerge. So, for example, at our lead source at the University of Rochester, we got it when after they'd received $15 million for R&D, but before they commercialized anything, and we are now going to be the worldwide license holder. So that's how we intend to deal with competition that may emerge. And your second question was, yes, we can do this for manufacturing, but again, because this is an open air technology, we are also working on designs for field use, so we can treat the aircraft in the field or oil pipelines already in the field, or electrical towers and other things.
Thank you so much. The time is up. With further questions, proceed in chat. Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we are moving forward to our today's last but not least startup, which is called Tech-AdaptiKa. And Carrie, the screen now. Tell me when we. Okay, I think that maybe Carrie needs again to, yeah, awesome.
Thanks so much, everyone. I'm Carrie Purcell, co-founder of Tech-AdaptiKa. Online learning solutions today, like video conferencing, for example, lack natural human interactions. They promote one-way talks, isolation, loneliness. It's a little bit like riding a tandem bike with just one person. A bit harder, a little less fun, kind of lonely. And today, this is affecting 1.6 billion school children worldwide, 90% of whom attended online school at some point in the last year, in an e-learning market with a projected annual revenue of $325 billion by 2025. At Tech-AdaptiKa, we know how important human and peer-to-peer connectedness is for effective learning. So we designed the live virtual campus.
The virtual campus adapts educational and professional training to create a more immersive online solution. Students engage in live interactions with other students and teachers and will continue interacting even after the course is over. Attend live sessions. Attend classes. Have hands-on work simulation. Engage private meetings. Or even have confidential meetings.
Between synchronous video solutions that are scheduled and or spontaneous and asynchronous learning management systems used by the majority of our clients today. We blend both approaches in one space, creating natural interactions like meetups with friends in an environment that feels more like real life. Why remove those elements from school and work that are most engaging and most motivating for people? Accelerant for change in education. And today we don't just need online contingency plans in case, we need a virtual redundancy plan as well, so that when students have the choice, education can accommodate everyone in an accessible, cost-effective way, regardless of geographical location. During virtual learning. Streams, we license private customized campuses, and we rent virtual event space. People have hosted boot camps, workshops, job fairs, orientations, graduations, lectures, training courses, conferences, scavenger hunts. If you can imagine it, we can build it for you. Currently split between higher ed, corporate training, school, and our fastest growing market, which is events and conferences. That's how many users we registered last year. We'll increase this number by 25% before the end of February. By March, we go web-based, which is the biggest challenge in our space. No one has built it yet. It's the biggest factor holding our business back. 40, the number of school boards we've registered. 20, the number of paid events we ran last year. 5, the number of campuses we've designed and built. 57 is our current staff count. 1.7 million is the revenue we generated last year. That was year one of our company. 10 million is our projected revenue for this year. Multilingual company. We work 100% virtually today, and I am Carrie Purcell with Tech-AdaptiKa. Thanks so much for your time. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much, Carrie. Who would like to be the first one?
I would like to go. So do you do SD mapping of a real campus, or do you create a virtual campus for the people? You're muted, I think. We can't hear you.
Please, can you unmute yourself? There might be some problems with the sound.
Yeah.
Okay, there might be, today is the day probably when the internet connection is not really good with almost everyone. So when hopefully will again Carrie can hear it. Can you
back.
Oh,
maybe
we hear
she
you.
Maybe she can turn off her video and just do audio.
Yeah, we hear it twice. There is some problem. Technical. Today, the 21st day of the year 21 of the 21st century. Maybe that's the problem.
Oh, this is, by the way, really interesting notification, Anna. Probably we should observe it. We had enough with 2020.
Can we try it again? Oh, you always can chat in chat, right?
Yeah, I will do that. I will do that. I will get to the chat and talk to her.
By the way,
Thank
yes, in that case, probably, but we still, Anna, the only thing that we still need to provide like 3 minutes for Carrie.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Yes, we can do that.
Okay, I'm counting.
If she is logging in, we still can do it.
Yeah, so Carrie.
Carrie, are you with us? No.
We cannot hear you. The only issue is right now. But
you can try logging in with your mobile phone sometimes.
Or maybe try it without the video, because previously when you were doing the presentation, we could hear you. Oh, okay, let's try it like this. Can you hear us right now? And do you speak, because we cannot hear you?
Oh, well.
Okay, sometimes it happens. Probably this is this is like the specifics of this day. Carrie, in that case, let's try to really do this like in chat, and I will count down like 3 minutes, and meanwhile, and you'll just shortly tell us. Yeah, you can hear us. The only thing, Carrie, that we cannot hear you. So.
Okay, everybody can read the chat, so we can just do the Q&A session in a written way, and everybody will have 3 minutes to finish their voting. Dear judges, please finish your voting, because in 3 minutes, we will be closing the voting and publishing the results. And while this is all going on, please take a short minute to answer questions in our poll. We are very interested in how have you been over this year of 2020? Have you made any choices have you made any investment decisions? And we'll talk about it in our networking session. So please choose the industries you invested in, or maybe the venture fund you're invested in, and we will move forward.
Yes, Anna. By the way, we just had 1 minute, so we have kind of additionally provide 2 minutes to Carrie, so she has time to answer. But just in case, I'll tell you, this is probably the good task to learn how to do multitasking at the same time for the judges, for example, right now. Because especially for those who want to ask questions, because they at the same time they need to ask questions at Carrie and follow her answers, and at the same time follow our poll and answer and probably hopefully you will be successful. Sometimes it's really helpful. Okay.
Well, Unicorn.Events is famous for discovering extraordinary people.
Yeah. Definitely.
So that's how extraordinary people behave. Do many things at once, right?
That's true. And still, Carrie, you have 1 minute, 10 seconds. Okay, I can see the question from John and Daniel. Oh, comment from John. In any case, oh, thank you, John, for your comment. But by the way, those judges who are like right now, who have already voted, and who have already asked questions whenever you were interested in specifically Tech-AdaptiKa, please make sure that you also voted in our poll, because this is a very interesting topic for our conversation in our networking section. Right after, we'll know who is the winner. So still 30 seconds. Make sure that you voted again for every of the startups for you've chosen your least favorite.
Just a detail, Maria. I have voted, but I don't see any enter or send.
Submit. There is submit.
Submit.
In the poll, at the bottom of the poll, there is a button submit.
Oh. In the poll, yeah, but not in the voting.
Not in the voting page.
Yeah, the voting.
Okay.
No, not the voting.
I was referring to the voting. Sorry. Okay.
No. Voting, you just press the number that is relevant to
And
your
it's
decision.
registered. Okay.
Yeah, you evaluate the investment potential of every startup, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest, and you just press the button, it turns the number, it turns blue, and that is it.
Okay, the time is up.
Okay, so we can close the vote and publish the results. Please do that, and we will know who will be presenting the, no, it's not the time, not the poll.
Yeah, the poll, if it's possible, maybe relaunch polling, Anna, in this case.
No. So please publish the results. We need to know who will be presenting the not the United States, but United States and Canada.
In any case, because I would kindly ask every judge who is today with us, not only judge, but the startup founder, because we're also interested in your opinions. If, for example, because some of you already also invested, from your words, I've understood that you've been investors. So just in case, share your thoughts in our chat right now, and still vote once again. Vote in our poll, and very shortly we're going to find out who is the winner today. We'll discuss the results of our polling a bit later.
Do you know the results? Do you see the winners already, Maria?
Still, let me check, because if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, I know them. Okay, so please announce them.
Okay, so the winner today, first of all, is it FLITE? FLITE is the winner. But let me just start. So Storybolt with 3.8 is the third place. Congrats. MATIDOR just got 3.87. So it's the second place. And FLITE today is the winner. Dan, congrats. You are.
Congratulations. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
In North America in 2021, first battle this year. So really congrats to you. But also I actually want to actually congratulate, I think, everyone, because taking into account your presentations, taking into account the solutions which you're actually offered to solve some kind of problem, these are very interesting. And moreover, also want to congratulate the second, the third place. Nevertheless, I think that everyone today, I hope that everyone today was really excited about our battle. And I hope that, and I think that you will be excited about our next discussion. But again, Dan, congrats. FLITE is #1 today. You'll automatically will get to the finals, which will be taking place on the 18th of February, very soon in 2021.
Yeah, thank you, Maria. Alexander, would you like to say a few words to our winner and tell what opportunities does the winner has with our ecosystem?
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yes, usually we invite the winner of unicorn battles, not only to the final, but also to our VC house meeting, where VCs can more closely look at the startup and talk really more. So congratulations, you will be invited.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
That's really good. You deserve it. Okay, let's move on. Can we have poll results back? They jumped into me a little bit earlier. Okay. So health tech, haha, not a surprise, right?
Yeah.
Most of you invested in health tech, and then goes AI, which Gary likes very much, and e-commerce. Okay, wonderful. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts, and let's talk a little bit. Why health tech? It's understandable, but do you think it will still will we keep the pace in 2021 with us? Will health tech grow as much as it did over the last year? Please share your opinion.
Here you can jump right in.
Yeah, this is Gary. So, I mean, think about this digital transformation that's taking place and the need, right? The need for us to do drug discovery an entirely different way using artificial intelligence. So we don't have the bench time, but we can get things out to market very, very quickly. So I believe what's happened at the beginning of this decade, we fundamentally changed the way that we're going to be doing business, that we're going to be discovering drugs and health tech, all kind of ways. The net is we're going to live a lot longer than we have ever lived before. The target now is from 120 to 150 years. Think about it. In health tech, smart pills, being able to check melanoma using computer vision, to have opinions that are better than 23 to 24 of the top physicians. So it's just changing everything. You know, it used to be, if we look at a health tech perspective, that we'd have a physical once a year, but imagine being able to understand what's happening with your body all the time and have an intelligent assistant across the board to guide you. So it's really fundamentally changing. And, you know, if we take health tech came number one, but if we add how many of those health tech companies had AI, that would be very interesting. So
yeah, we will do that survey also. Sudhir, what did you choose as an answer?
Me?
Yeah.
AI.
Oh yeah,
AI.
I know, Gary, that you, yes, that was my yes. Yeah, but I wanted, I saw Sudhir unmuted himself. I wanted to hear his opinion. Well, there are probably some, okay, who can tell me?
So
also,
I agree with Gary. We invested in health tech that had the AI component. And I think that that's really what's, you know, fueling the healthcare, is the interest in healthcare, is the ability to turn in results much quicker, you know, extrapolate out outcomes. And, you know, that's, I mean, obviously it's the timing, you know, things are becoming much more efficient. And I think that the AI is really fueling everything, and not just healthcare.
Yep. Absolutely, but will still stay with us through this year, 2021, or should we expect some maybe I don't know, new startups and new industries rising up?
Well, Anna, look at around us, right? There's around the world about 40 zettabytes of data. So a zettabyte, so if you look at it graphically, you would say that if we stack CDs one on top of another, it would go 29 times back and forth to the moon. The challenge is it's grown at 62% per year. So we are in a state, as Alvin Toffler said, of infobesity. Each one of us. How many times, even in your own personal site, have you said, I know that email exists or that PowerPoint presentation, but you can't find it because you either forgotten the keywords or the location, whether it's a Messenger, WhatsApp, Google Drive, Dropbox, but it's crazy. But those are the challenges. So these new, not smart, but intelligent assistants are needed to be able to change our lives from semi-supervised to unsupervised artificial intelligence.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Jordan, what did you pick?
Health tech, fintech, and some in space. But health tech, you asked, health tech would probably have 3 or 4x the amount of investment. COVID has made health tech a survival element for many countries and many people. It's no longer nice to have, good to have, a must have. It's a survival, it's a do or die. I think the evolution of health tech outside the bio, outside the pharma, outside the vaccination has put the issue of health technology on the front line. It reminds me of the first websites. It reminds me of the first anything. Right now, health tech moved from a lot of noise, a lot of confusion after or during COVID too. There is no option. We've got to make health tech like having electricity, like having water, like having anything. Not because we care about people, but because we have to have it to survive as people. So I suspect substantially more investment in health tech. With respect to AI, I don't look at any company as having AI or not having AI. AI is like wheels on a car. Any software intelligence, you gotta have wheels, you gotta have AI. So I'm a big proponent of health tech. I think space tech is coming of age in the next 2 years, and without making this a big deal, the commercialization of space engagement is going to create substantially more wealth and value for those who invest in it. So I'm a big one on the space. Gary, I agree with you on the AI piece, but I think AI is no longer AI. It's like ink in a pen. If you don't have ink, then the pen doesn't work. If you don't have AI, then your solution is kind of lacking.
Jordan, are you planning to fly to Mars?
No, because I don't want to eat those potatoes in case I'm stranded. So I'll have that happen for the next generation.
I see.
Frederick, please tell us from the corporation side of you, what was your choice? What do corporations nowadays invest in?
Yeah, we invest a lot in, of course, in clean tech or green tech, and alternative fuels. So that's an interesting part because we committed to bring down our CO2 emissions, and that's the whole oil and gas industry doing, So we're moving heavily into finding both new ways of, because we know there's an end to oil, so we need to find some new businesses, and that's where everything from, if you look in Europe, offshore floating wind, hydrogen, solar, floating solar is a big thing coming up now as well, So there's a lot of things happening there actually. But however, it's also interestingly enough, you had an option that you could go for, as Jordan alluded to, the space tech. And actually, there's a lot of things happening in space and connected to space tech that is, I think, is going to be huge. Maybe not today, but it's happening. A lot of things there, lots of investments. We are actually talking about going to space as well.
In person? Or
no,
as a
not
company?
in person, but actually, no, seriously, the biggest, very briefly, one of the biggest challenges they have now with going to Mars is that you can't bring the fuel with you. You need to refuel along the way, and you need to create the fuel, and that's what you have in the meteorites out there. But you need to drill to get out all that stuff. That's one of the serious. They're investing billions in this now to find out how you can create fuel out in space based on what's out there. So that's one big opportunity.
Cycling and flapping the wings doesn't help, right?
Nope, not in space.
Well, rats. Well, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Now I know where to put my personal money in the future years. And I hope we all stay healthy and be wealthy together with our events. And I can do only one more thing. If nobody wants to share the idea, is to welcome you to our next event. Girls, can we have the slide where our next event will be? We will be going where Frederick lives, to Europe, and everybody is welcome to join us. I'll share my screen. Yep, we have it. Western Europe, the best startups from this region will be showcasing themselves to the famous investors and venture funds. So everybody is welcome. Please join us. Drop me a line if you are not still there yet. And I see you all in our future battles. And of course, our Unicorn Cup is upcoming in less than a month. So thank you all for this wonderful event. Thank you, startups. Thank you, dear judges. You're my favorite. And see you all next time online. Stay safe, take care of yourself. Enjoy Unicorn battles.
Thank you so much. And see you next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
All the
everybody.
best.
Guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Bye-bye. Thank you.